Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having a really good day. So today we are going to talk about the new Glimmer Shade and Light palette by Kat Von D. And if you enjoyed the video and you're not already a subscriber, please consider subscribing because I'd love to have you in my YouTube family. So if you're a regular watcher, you know this, but if you're not, I will tell you, I'm obsessed with Kat Von D. Like, everything she does, I always want it. I usually buy it. There's a flash sale every month, and I always am like counting down to the flash sale. Like, I get so excited. So of course, I've been excited for this palette for like a really long time. So of course, I want to jump on here like and tell you, oh my gosh, it's my dream palette, this and that. But to be honest, there were some problems. Like, I do like it, but there was a struggle at first, so I'll explain that in a moment. So this is the original Shade and Light palette for the eyes. It's like the all matte version. So let me just hold it upside down so you don't have to see the mirror. So that's the all matte version, and I'll insert a screenshot as well for you. And then the new one basically is the same packaging unless you have like the older Shade and Light palette, and just Kat Von D and the word I are in like a little metallic thing. And then this is set up this exact same way. You get three different quads that each contain 4 shades. And the reason she does these quads is you don't have to obey the quads. You can do whatever you want. You can use whatever colors you want. It's your palette. But in case someone doesn't know what colors to match, or you just don't like matching colors, you just like a very easy look, you can just follow the quad and you know it will look good together. So that's kind of her thinking with that. And then this one, obviously, Kat Von D never tests on animals, so this one is obviously cruelty-free, but this one is cruelty-free and vegan, the new one. So I know that was a big thing for some people because there's more and more people who want makeup to be vegan, not just be only cruelty-free. So that's something to take into consideration if that's important to you. The original, as some of you know, I haven't been into makeup the longest, and I always say I'm not like a makeup artist or expert. Like, I feel like I'm getting better all the time with my skills, but I'm not an expert. And lately, though, I've gotten a lot better with my blending, and I think part of it is practice, and part of it is I got a fluffier brush that I think is just better than the other brush I was blending with before. And the Shade and Light original palette is actually a palette that is always blended really easiest for me. I think it's has always blended the easiest for me. I think it was one of the first palettes that I really liked my blending when I used it. Just has that buttery formula. So with this new palette, we do have 4 different finishes, unlike the original where they were matte across the board. So I'm just using the other palette to block out the mirror so my light doesn't get in the way. So the big section on the top of each quad, that is the satin finish shadow for the quad. Then once you start with the small shadows for the quad, the first one is the metallic, the middle one is the glitter, and then the third one in each one is the special glimmer top coat. All the shadows are shiny in some way, glittery or satiny or sparkly. Nothing is totally matte in this palette. You can do a look just with this palette, but if you're someone that has to have like a matte shadow, then you can combine it with the original Shade and Light or anything else that you have that has similar matte colors. So this is where my issue came in, because that whole glimmer top coat has been talked about a lot lately. So when I hear the word top coat, I assume that like you have to put it on top of something else, or there's no point to it. Just kind of like with a nail, there's the polish and then the top coat. So I had a whole plan. I'm blending away. I have a satin one on in my, first I set my eye, then I have another satin in my crease, and then I use the official brush that they sold a brush with this. I did pick it up. You definitely don't have to. And I started to put one of the glitters like in the outer part of my lid, and it was working. But then I tried to put a top coat over this, first over the satin and then over one of the glitters, and it just started to look muddy, and I'm like, what the heck? Like, I don't, And it might just be me and like my lack of experience, but I just really, for some reason, it was not turning out how I wanted it to. So I kind of like had to scrub my eyes with a makeup wipe and my cellar water. And the one thing is, there really wasn't, like, the pan gets a little bit dirty, but there really wasn't a lot of fallout, considering like that these are old glitters and shimmers, etc. But when I was rubbing it off my eye, like, glitter went everywhere, and I had to use my cellar water to get it off, and there's probably still some lingering. So then I was like, since it just wasn't working for me, and like I said, it could just be my lack of experience, or maybe like certain colors should not go over other colors. I don't know what happened, but it's just the other palette is like so easy for me, if that makes sense, you know, so I wasn't expecting to have any kind of hang-ups. But when you get a new thing, like any new product, sometimes you got to figure out how to use it. So I was looking at it, I'm like, you know what? I'm most interested, like, I really wanted a glittery, shimmery look. I said, I used my finger for the ColourPop shadows, and I've been loving that look lately. What if I just use my finger with these? So I took actually 2 of the top coats. I took Glacier and Quartz, and I just started patting them onto my eye. And then when I did that, I have a look I really like. It's kind of like a light look. I'll put a screenshot there so you can see it better. Like, there's a white on the inside, and on the outside is like one of the shimmery kind of champagne brown colors. And yeah, now it looks really cute, and I'm satisfied with it. But yeah, I just had that struggle. So it might just be me, but I feel like I have to be honest and tell everybody about it, just so you know. So in case maybe you're new to makeup, you want to consider that. Or maybe when you get it, and maybe it will happen to you, I don't want you to think you have to necessarily return it. You can maybe try your finger and see if you enjoy it that way before you return it. So I'm going to try again with the brush the next time I use it. See, I actually wanted to do a practice look yesterday, and I wasn't feeling well. I'm going to try using like the satins and the metallics with a brush and seeing how that look comes out. So I'll try that another day and let you guys know, either here or on Instagram. I'm Maven Madison on Instagram, and I'm using that a lot lately if you want to follow me. But yeah, with the top coat, I was able to use it without anything under it, pat it on, and it made a beautiful look. So because I didn't know what I was doing at first, it was kind of a struggle today, but once I figured it out, I'm happy with it. So I just want everyone to know that, and hopefully other people have a better look. Like, I saw a girl who used a brush, and she did a beautiful look, but she did use her face. See, she used a brush for part of the look and her finger for the rest. So maybe there is something to this finger thing, because she, in my opinion, had a lot more experience than me. So yeah, it's just a matter of what you want. So you might be fine with the brush, or you may need to use your finger. And at first, like, before I got into the ColourPop Super Shocks, I was like, oh, I don't want to use a finger to put my makeup on. That's weird. But you just get used to it, and then it makes them stunning, really, especially with those Super Shocks. And these top coats and glitters look really nice stamped on with your finger as well. So it's just preference. So now I'm going to show you guys some swatches. So I'm going to switch my angle so you can see better, because I kind of have them. So I have the first quad on my hands. It's really hard to see the first shade. It's called Porcelain. It's kind of just a good color to set your eye with, obviously, since you can't really see it. Then our metallic color is called Copper. I think that's pretty. And the glitter one is called Bronze. I like that as well. And then the shiny one on the end is called Sterling. And that's one of those top coats, which I mentioned I'm using them on my own and I'm liking it. So just use what I think. I was just trying to follow a certain order that I thought needed to be followed. That might have contributed to my struggles. So really just use whatever colors you want, how you want, and you'll probably have better luck. All right, so now on my arm, we have the second quad. You can see this satin shade a little bit better. This one is called Dusk. And then the following, that brown shade, is Cinder. Then we have a very beautiful sparkly black called Onyx. And the last color is the top coat, which is Glacier, which is one of the ones I have on my eye. You can see there's light and sparkly, but you can actually build it up on your eye to get it more pigmented than that. So keep that in mind. And then the last quad here, The satin one, Dune, this one shows up the best swatch-wise as for the satin category. But before I struggled with the first look, when I just had the satins on my eye, the satins are actually very pigmented. So with a brush, you might be able to do a look with just like the satin and the glitter and leave the top coat out of the mix. So there's a lot of different things you can do. Then the next one is Rust. Then we have a very beautiful sparkle called Jasper. I like it a lot. Sparkle, glitter, what am I saying? And then Quartz is the top coat on this one, and that's the other one I have on my eye, which can be built up more as well. So those are all the swatches. Did find this helpful in some way. And like I said, I'm not telling you about my struggle to bash Kat or anything. I'm obsessed with Kat. My lipstick is Miss Argentina by Kat Von D. My setting powder is Kat Von D today. I love her. I just, yeah, like I said, it could just be me. Maybe I'm just messed up or I'm not skilled enough. But just in case it's a problem for more than one person, I just wanted you to know not to give up. Try your finger, try different brushes, and hopefully you'll find what works for you. I think we're not used to seeing like a palette. These textures, some of the textures are a little different than what, I have a lot of palettes, and the texture of the glitter and the top coats are kind of a unique texture. So maybe we just have to get used to working with this texture. And these are $49. And if you want a special brush to buy, there is one, but by no means is it required to work the palette or anything. So I hope someone found this helpful. Let me know in the comments what you think of this palette. Do you like it? Are you getting it? Do you already have it? Did you have any struggle with it, or did you put it on very easily the first time? Do you prefer the original shade and light? Let me know all that type of stuff in the comments, and please give me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much. Bye.